Warning: the Chaotic Culture Podcast is a program for mature audiences. The language and content presented in this podcast is of a mature nature that some audiences may not find suitable. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Embrace the culture, blaze the doja, grab your loved ones and bring them closer. Extra, extra, read the poster, the KKP is taking over. Sleeping on me, better smell the Folgers. I've been razor sharp since the Motorola. Off for O, like the cover Oprah. Popping bottles, feet all in the sofa. It's a celebration, though the times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Kendra Crump, the one in charge, but it's a celebration. Times is hard, it's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Kendra Crump, the one in charge.
We're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Chaotic Coach Podcast. If you joined me last week, I definitely appreciate it. We had a little solo episode because unfortunately schedules did not align the way that we wanted them to, but I still had a good time doing that. Y'all got to hear me rant for a little bit, so there's that. Please be sure that, of course, that you continue sharing this podcast with your family and friends, your dog, your cat, whoever may be listening. You know, I appreciate every listen that we get out here. We're making big moves here. So I definitely still 100% need your support out there. That being said, this is the host of Chaotic Culture. This is your boy, Ked the Pro, a.k.a. the Calculator Millennial, a.k.a. the Cutlass Diamond, a.k.a. don't be pushing on my buttons in my cutlass unless you cutting. The 843 is me, but doing it live from the 7-5 on the middle of my couch in the middle of Hampton, VA, chilling, doing the same old, week to week, day by day, same shit. Once again here with my co-host, my boy Law. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, people? Party people. Yes, sir. Another week. The episode, nothing but blessings, focusing more on the positive side of things in life, just really extremely blessed to be here and still within good health through the middle of a pandemic.
Of course.
And other monstrosities that's been going on in the area. But, like I said, just positive things, blessings up, and hoping that, same thing comes back down.
Indeed. Nas is not here with us today, but today we have a special guest. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Miss Kendra Crump, how we doing today?
Still out here not loving these hoes. How you? Thank y'all so much. We did it. I didn't know when this was gonna happen. I was on the Section 8 waiting list and I got approved.
Not the Section 8, man.
Got approved.
Yeah, look, man, we were trying to align schedules for the longest, and after just a lot of back and forth and just things not falling in line, it was like we finally found a time that we could do this. So I definitely appreciate you coming in. Tell us a little more about yourself.
You want the good, the bad, the ugly? All right, here we go.
Tell it all.
I am from Atlanta. Been here since I was 0. So you know how you've been in a place for so long, you get bored and you want to like travel out and go somewhere. Well, honey, I'm trying to go to rapper, the gang's house, JCon Terrell Taylor. All right, I'm putting my finger in your face, sir. Okay, is my finger there? It's in your face. I'll respond back to my DM that I sent you on April 19th, 2020. 8:08 p.m. and April 19, 2021, 9:38 p.m. I don't care if you got hoes right now, get rid of them when I come home. That's all I'll say about that. Anyway, Anyway, so yes, a recent college graduate, but I just reapplied so I can go ahead and further my education in child psychology. So eventually I can be a doctor. You don't have to no longer call me Kendra or the whole hood. Everybody calls me Ken. So you don't have to call me Ken no more. Just call me Dr. Crump. All right. And I will be diagnosing your babyyyy kids, but not really. So yeah, that's it.
Dr. Crump kind of has a nice ring to it. I ain't gonna lie.
I love this energy.
Of course, you gotta. I don't act like somebody pissed in my cereal.
That part.
Hey, that's real. That's real. What college did you graduate from?
Clark Atlanta, HBCU. I try to support these Black-owned businesses, and they ripped me off, honey. It was $40,000 for tuition. Y'all need. I don't know what the hell y'all's problem is. $40,000 for tuition, but the food. This ain't no gourmet food. We never had lobster and steak in the cafeteria. Okay. I didn't have no boyfriend. The guys who try to holler at me were unattractive. Like, what am I paying $40,000 for? I need a whole dream life, honey. Okay.
Clark Atlanta was charging you 40 grand though. I thought Hampton was out of their mind with 40 grand.
Was that state or private?
This is private, and we had an outside graduation, so we were all cooking like some bacon with our black on.
No,
I say we feel you on that
yeah.
40K life, you know. Hampton ain't
come on now. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I'm just saying. You know.
Hey, I 100% am with you on that one. Like, I don't see a reason for it, but you know what? It is
like,
what it is.
But why are we paying for tuition?
That's a good question.
You know. Why are we paying for education? Like, college should be free.
The same
come
reason
on
why
now.
we pay for water.
Exactly.
Let's not get
Everything's monopolized and monetized, and somebody got to make $1 some way.
That's
somehow.
Capitalist society, man.
Of course.
I could go on and on about that.
That's a Pandora's box that I don't think we're ready for on today.
But anyway, shout out to our HBCUs, man. I will always celebrate those who have graduated from an HBCU, no matter which one. There's 107 of them. Choose one. And
wow, you know the actual number. Look at you with your research. Hey.
I just seen that today.
Where's Tupac located?
I think he in Puerto Rico.
Okay. Did you go see him there, or how you know?
We can't reveal our sources.
I done said too much already. Had an FBI knocking down my door.
Of course. How many vaginas does a kangaroo have?
Oh, see, you got me on that one. I was just gonna say
it's three. It's three.
3?
Yeah, I actually wrote in one, and I felt it got too wet, so I had to jump out. Anyway, let's move it on. Let's move on from this.
Oh man, she came ready. That's what I like to say. Like, I like this energy right now, man. It's been a hard week, and we needed these laughs today.
I got a joke for y'all. Skinny women always want to claim that they out here getting thick. Like, I've seen more butt on a cigarette.
Try not to laugh. That one was good. Okay.
Hey. Oh man.
Hey man, that's what's up, man. Skinny women need love too, but yeah, you got a point with that one. Let me ask you this: what got you started on doing comedy? Like, what made you interested in doing comedy?
So I had to go through a series of unfortunate events, really just trying to figure out exactly what was it that I really want to be in life, you know. And so one of the things I said was I wanted to be a worker at somebody's booty club, right? Then I realized that I got 2 left feet. I was going to be the first stripper in history bringing home pocket change. You would have been thought I was working for a nonprofit organization. True facts, you know. I got a stripper body, but the dance moves ain't going to work.
Yikes.
A year, but that includes going to the VIP room. You know, I thought it would have been cool partying with the stars. You know, hell, I've been getting sexually harassed for free. Can I get paid to get sexually harassed? Doggone. But with all that being said, moving on, I thought I wanted to be a teacher. I thought being a teacher would be cool. And then I realized you can't mollywop students. I would have been fired the first hour into me working my new job. Next, I said I wanted to be a WWE diva wrestler, just so I could get in the ring with my man John Cena. But then, I started to realize he was aging like bananas. And not only was he aging like bananas, the man's like 20 years older than me. And there ain't nothing wrong with nobody older, but apparently a lot of these older dudes are broke, unless you were out there in the entertainment field. I'm like, come on now, you trying to holler at me and you don't have a car? You asking me for a ride, sir? But I don't think John Cena was going to do that. But who knows? Back to the story. But then I realized that they want the women to be 175 pounds, 140 pounds. Like, honey, I'm a whole 175. I got a wagon. I can't lose it. They want the women to be skinny. I don't have time for that. And then I don't know if y'all ever had WWE submission moves like placed on you, yes, but they hurt. They hurt. Yeah. I don't know if y'all ever had to slap Ben Gay on your body. You first had to say no homo first and then slap it. Yeah, I don't have time for that. So with that all being said, last thing I said that I wanted to do, I wanted to be, well, there's many other things, but one of the other things I said I wanted to be was a hairstylist, until I realized that you have to stand up on your feet all day and you can catch carpal tunnel. So what happens if you try to go home and masturbate? You can't. So with that being said, I just had to find something that was, easier for me. Comedy came easy. I don't even try to, be out here with it. I just honestly am just funny. If you watch my IG stories, I'm always cracking people up. That's what I do.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, I was watching your IG stories. Matter of fact, today, and I saw you were at the airport earlier. Just some of the things that you were seeing and some of the people that you were talking to. Yeah, just clowning.
Yeah, actually, I work there. Everybody come see me. Hartsfield, Jackson, Atlanta, Concourse B as in Bravo 09. I'm at a kiosk. I'm there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, late morning to early evening. Leave me a tip. I'm not talking about your penis. I'm talking about pocket change. Thank you. I'm always recording, man. And now that it's getting warmer, I guess women part of the Silicon Valley want to come out and show. So I'm like, hey, let me record their fake ass. Because women with real bodies, typically women with real bodies, we cover up. Now, mind you, like I said earlier, I have a wagon, but guess what? You see me out in public, I cover up. I have a jacket around my waist because y'all men don't know how to act. Now, unless I am just going to some type of beach or whatever, I won't have the jacket. But still, like one time I live in some hood ass apartment complexes, right? So one time I was throwing out the trash in the front while you're leaving the complex, and this man yells out, "Nice butt," and he drives off. Bro, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that, right? So yeah, that's what I have to deal with on a regular, and it's annoying. And I'm like, you guys don't know how to act. And I'm like, that's why, women become carpet munchers, because you guys don't know how to act, right? I just had one of my followers say, "Man, you love ass. Don't see no wonder why no man can get with you." I said, "No, a lot of y'all men don't make it far with me because of things that y'all do. Some of y'all be just shooting y'allself in the foot, man. Shooting y'allself in the foot. Like I was about to whip a titty out, and then you said something stupid. Put it back in. All right."
Damn.
Here with the awkward face, like
I mean, have y'all ever done that? Have y'all ever messed up a potential moment, trying to get some sex or something with a woman, almost getting that girl, and you said something stupid? Have y'all ever done that?
Yes. Full stop. I will be honest. This was like my freshman year in college. I said something stupid, and I talked my way out of some pussy. Excuse my language, Mama. I know you're listening to this, but yeah, I washed up after that.
Do you remember what exactly had happened that you had said that was dumb?
I think I brought up another female I was talking to at the time. Like I was just like, "Yeah, you finna slide to my room," and then it came to be where I ended up saying her name, and she was just like, "Who you talking about?" And I'm just like, and she was just like, "Yeah, I'm canceling you tonight. Hit you back later." And I don't think she No, we talked a couple days later, but she was just like, "Yeah, I ain't never gonna forget that nigga." I'm just like,
So
Hey.
you accidentally had said the wrong girl's name.
uh-huh.
Well, did whatever happened with that other girl that you said her name, the wrong girl? Whatever happened with her? Did you ever try to get with her or?
Oh no, it was cool. That was homegirl. Like we kicked it from time to time, but yeah,
But you didn't really care for her. You wanted the other girl, or you
in
wanted
less
them
words,
both.
yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna go with that.
I mean, why? Well, why didn't you try a polygamy relationship with them?
Well, you see, there's this little thing called I don't know. She was waiting like,
Well, would y'all do polygamy, or is one woman only the most that you can handle?
If this is a question for both of us, I've never tried a polyamorous relationship. I'm not against it, and I'm not against maybe, you know, if that ever were to happen to me, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you know, refuse it or anything like that. I would think it through and make sure that it's the right decision for all parties involved, and see if that's gonna work best for me.
I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna sell more tickets to a show than I know that I can actually show up for. Not to downplay myself, but yeah, nah, it's already enough attention to, you know, or enough energy to put into one. So like now I have to split that between two
Or more.
or more. let's just be real, you know. I just
Of
think
course.
that like I said, I'm not gonna, you know, overbook myself.
I mean, hey man, some people just, it's, you know, it's not in the cards. You ain't got nothing against it, but you personally, you can't put your energy into more than one person. And it's funny that y'all mentioned that, because I just had a talk with one of my friends who's very poly, and she actually listens to this podcast, and she was just telling me, you know, the different styles of being in a polyamorous relationship and whatnot. And I'm just sitting here like, huh, that's interesting. Okay, because she's clearly in one herself, and it's like, I don't know. There are certain people that she pays more attention to than others, obviously, but that's her lifestyle, and I have nothing against that. I don't know if I will just have to wait and see for my view. I'm not gonna say no to it, but I just don't know how I would be able to handle it. It's still a mystery to me.
Because I mean, the way I see it is like this. Okay, me and my girl, and then say I want to add another girl. Well, now my girl is gonna want to add another guy, or vice versa. And then, you know, like it's a big melting pot. And like I said, to entertain those energies, you have to legit almost have an assistant to make sure that you keep track of everything.
Dang, you have a secretary for your relationship, bro.
Now, would you guys still wear protection, or like you just trust that since you know everyone in the equation, protection is not necessary, or is it more so like we still need to know whose baby this is, or you can just go get a DNA test?
I would like for it to be known that, like, if we are doing this, like, there are going to be some guidelines to it, you know. Say that if girlfriend number 3 wants to go to the bar and then she has a one night fling, I hope that she would, you know, be open and upfront and say, well, yeah, I mean, he smashed, but we kept it, we were protected, like you said. So to answer your question, yes, protection would be a factor within my poly relationship if I were to have one.
For me, it's more along the lines of, if we're having an open relationship, I got to be sure that we are doing what we have to do as far as being tested, you know, multiple times, because I have a doctor in the family. I have a couple doctors in my family. And the one thing that was stressed to me, you know, never mind, of course, the kid would be obviously be important, but still, I don't want to end up with an STI or something that's incurable. So I always want to be sure that I'm being safe, you know, before I do anything outside of the norm. So something with a polyamorous relationship, I need there to be guidelines, especially if we're still like open and we're open to, as he said, smash other people. It's got to be one of those things where it's like, okay, well, after that, we gotta, get tested and then wait a couple months and then get tested again just to be absolutely sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and not just, out here having sex willy-nilly with everybody and their mama. So
running and gunning.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that's the thing. Like, you made something that you brought up something that I just thought about, right? You had just said about getting tested multiple times. Now, mind you, I want to throw something out there. Prior to us recording, I was basically saying that I got some head from a 50-year-old the other day, and it was whack, right? And I said that I've been around the block and back. But like when I say block and back, meaning like I don't know what the number is. I think after a certain age, or if you've been with so many people, like you don't really remember how many people that you've actually been with, right? So here's a little fun fact. Okay? My throat's not a virgin, but my cat is, okay? So with that, not the one that flies at people says meow, but the one that's in my little fat mom, okay? So mind you, a lot of guys, once you reach a certain age, guys don't care to take a woman's virginity, especially if they just want to, pound it and go away, right? So with that being said, I have been tested, not like when it came with like, drawing blood. Like literally, they had to go get some scalpels and go on my hoo-ha, right? And I didn't get no cookie afterwards, right? And I'm like, bro, this freaking hurts. And so when you said tested multiple times, it brought me back to a bad time when I got tested a year and a half ago. More like that one time where I got tested for everything, right? And I'm like, bro, and I said, how do y'all become sexually active like this with multiple people? Can't you just stick with one person? I just rather stick with one person. And then when I had to go get a pap smear every like 3 to 5 years, okay, test for everything. Like, I don't know how y'all can do that. That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, which is why I had those guidelines there. It's just like, yeah, if we gonna be doing something like this, we gotta have something there that says that, okay, because you don't know who you could be or who could be carrying what. And, a lot of this stuff you ain't gonna see the symptoms for anyway. So it's just a matter of putting your trust in that person and making sure that they are clean. And do I really honestly want to do that with multiple partners? And that's why it comes to play. Again, I try to keep an open mind on everything, but that right there is like, that considers some serious thought and some guidelines would have to be set.
But for real, on a real note, like, just as much as body health is important, oral health is top tier too, because sitting in health education, I see a lot of messed up stuff that would shake the weak-willed person. But definitely, if you don't have a regular dentist, go and get one. On top of seeing your primary care. And then, there's nothing wrong with having a second opinion as well. So,
that's real.
Have y'all ever had like either an STD scare or a pregnancy scare at any time, like before the age of like 25?
I want to say no, but I always keep my checkups on a regular. So, that's not anything that, I've been truly concerned about.
Yeah, I think for me, I didn't have like a scare, but I do remember like the first time I didn't use a condom, I was like, okay, now I pulled out, and I was like, let me go get tested. Like, because this was kind of random. I don't know how this happened because I was intending on using the glove and it just for whatever reason, protection was not used. So I went and I got tested and it was like, okay, we're good. I'm good. I know the results now. Everything's good. I'm clean.
What?
That's a bet.
Was it just an automatic trust, or were you like, I just want to try this to see what it's like? Because they say things happen, but I mean, somewhere in the back of your mind, you know what's happening before it happens. So what made you decide to do that at that time?
It was more of something. If I had to put it in words, because with this particular interaction, I was ready to use protection, but before I knew it, I think I was just so caught up in the moment, and then something had I thought about something random that made me upset, and it was just like, okay, I put it down, and I was just so upset, and she was sitting here comforting me and consoling me. Next thing I know, we sitting here having sex, and I'm like, I don't have a glove on.
Inject us.
Right.
Emergency.
Right. One of those situations, like, she caught me slipping, bro. But thankfully, like, when I knew what was about to happen, I tapped her. I'm like, come up. She came up, and I was like, yeah, right.
Nah, that's real. But like, I think the first time not using a condom was like more so curiosity, just because it was just like you hear your older cousins and old heads, man, ain't nothing like that. That's what I'm like. Okay, let me see what you're talking about. Oh, OG, like, you know.
See, that's just bad advice right there. When don't you have some old heads that would be like, hey, my boy.
Hey, whoa. This is the impressionable
of course.
13, 14, 15-year-old in me, you know? When I got older and I realized that this world is savage, you know, you gotta protect yourself at all costs. Protect the brand. So, you know, like, I think it's a bravado thing, you know. Once you know what the essence of a woman is like, and to actually feel a woman, then you can actually go into it the times after that with a better mindset, knowing that you are to protect yourself. Now, if you just, you know, out here living your best life, and you know that you, like you said, get checkups on the regular and ain't out here in these streets like that, live your best life, you know. Just understand that with that risk, there are consequences that can result from that. But
you know what? But let me ask you something. Knowing what you know now, with the both of you all, knowing what you all know now, would you have waited until you were older or married to have lost your virginity?
Yes.
I was kind of a late bloomer because I didn't lose my V card until I was 17. So
was she your girlfriend, the librarian, your stepmom, the thought in the neighborhood?
No, this was, and full disclosure here, this was a girl from church.
Okay, I mean, we're the best ones.
I had no idea what was about to happen until she invited me over to the crib, but for whatever reason, I was curious. I'm like, okay,
she won't know PK, was she?
No.
I was going to
say she was. I ain't gonna say no names out here. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, but still, she wasn't a PK. She wasn't a PK, but I've known her for a minute, and it was just like, okay, I didn't realize that there was an attraction there, but there was. So I just was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go over here and see what's going on, and that's how that happened. But I would have nothing against her. She's a really lovely person. She has kids now. She has a beautiful family. And I still think that she is a cool person. Would I have lost my virginity to her if I had to do it all over again? Probably not. But
that's real.
Yeah, you know what? It is what it is at this point. And yeah, you know, and it wasn't the first interaction I had with her after that. So it's not like I regretted it. It's just more so along the lines of, I probably would have picked better circumstances than that, if that makes any sense.
That's real. I think y'all know this the saying when they be like, when you lay down for the first time, that the sun don't shine the next day the same way. It was a true statement. Like, I woke up the next day, I was just like, bruh. But like, it wasn't on no bad, like, it made me see things differently. Like,
that post-nut clarity.
Hey, bro, that's real. You like you wake up the next day, or like after you take your nap or whatever, you just like, something is different, but I can't tell what. You know. So like, yeah, if I could go back and reclaim my innocence, yeah.
But you know what? You know what's so crazy? I was having a conversation with he works on the outside of the airport. And I was having a conversation with him earlier today, and he told me that he lost his virginity at 9, and to his uncle's girlfriend, right? And he didn't go into depth of how it happened. I'm like, but bro, you was freaking molested. But you can't tell men that, because like, oh no, I wasn't. I liked it, bro. She was like a freaking adult. Back to the story. So I said to him, I said, well, who's the first person you told? He's like, I told my dad. I said, what'd your dad say? Good job, my boy. All right, that's great. I'm proud of you. Sir, wait, Pops, you just failed, right? I said, let me guess. Your dad didn't mind you having girls spend the night. He's like, no, my dad didn't mind having girls spend the night. And so, but the problem is, it starts from home. That's a mentality. You got to teach your sons like you teach your daughters. Hey, hold yourself. Wait, don't give your body to anyone, because people don't realize, man, soul ties are real. That's why I haven't had sex yet. And also it's because I've never been in a real relationship. I'm pretty sure if I would have been in some real relationship, I probably would have been throwing it back every night to somebody. Probably would have had like 5 Kendras running around here. Okay, or maybe more, maybe 10. I think the doctor said I'm fertile. Back to the story. I don't know if I am or not, but I believe what the doctor said. Back to the story. So with that being said, it's like you gotta teach your sons like you teach your daughters. Don't give your body to anybody, man. Like, you're precious. Like, you don't just give it out to people. I'm telling you the truth. Don't allow, it should not be okay for elementary school children to be losing their virginities to adults. Whether you liked it or not. You should, if you feel like you gotta sneak, or like, I'm telling you, think about most people who had lost their virginity, or the first time you remember getting high, the first time you got drunk, you had to sneak around. Why should that first time, that precious time, the first time doing something, why should you have to sneak around doing that? Why can't it be something special? Why? I don't know. I guess for me, I take sex the same way. Like, I remember the very first time I got high, I literally was paranoid, in a bando, like cops are rolling past. I didn't enjoy that. But I wanted to be grown, in quotation marks, so bad. But I'm telling you, man, the world doesn't tell you this, but you have a few people here and there who will be like, hey, man, this ain't all it. This ain't cracked up to be. But, of course, we still going to do what we want to do. But I feel like you need to have, like, it needs to be drilled in our head. Yeah, we can have sex education, but can't they teach us in sex education, hey, because I don't remember my sex education talking about this. Hey, wait till you're married. Or if you're not going to wait till you're married, wait till you get older. Wait till you find someone who loves you as much as you love them, and you know for a fact they're not going nowhere. Even if it does not work out, y'all are still really good friends. You have no bad blood. Like, okay, I'm going to equate that to, I saw this video where Tupac was talking about Jada, and like one of these little long, little Tupac, little documentary videos amongst other. And he was saying, Jada could have my rib, she can have my toe, like Jada has my heart. That's what you want to be able to have, whatever way you swing, the person that you like say about you. Like I say, even if it doesn't work out, even if they die or they decide to move on, y'all just grow apart, you want to be able to say that. But I'm telling you, ask anybody, the average person doesn't know what a person is who lost their virginity to. Like, it's cool that y'all know, but the average person, I'll be like, what happened to me? I think they in jail. Oh man, I think they moved out the country. I think they got married. Now, a lot of people don't know. It was fun for that moment. They kept it moving.
I think a lot of it also does come from the fact that when you make it education, sex education, like that then puts the idea into the upbringing, I feel like sometimes also outside of the education side of it, it's environment as well. So if you in the environment where you seeing everything under the sun from the rooter to the tutor, I mean, it can be a sense where, that's what happens.
I mean, and that, I think, like, let me ask you guys something. Did your parents educate you on that, or you just learn from the streets and your friends and of course yourself?
I mean, I definitely had the birds and the bees talk.
Yeah, dad and brother had that talk with me, because my brother's 10 years older than I am. So he, seeing how he was interacting from when he was in high school up to college and whatnot. Of course, he sat me down. He had that talking that my dad did. Never had that talk with my mom. The only talk that I actually had in pertaining to into sex in general was to be sure that I always protected myself, which
don't bring no babies home because she ain't raising them.
Yes, that talk too. She was like, I ain't raising no kids. I'll be a babysitter, but it ain't gonna be like, I'm not handling them every day. And when we talking weekends and that's it. And having that talk with her, it really put into my head, like, don't be out here wilding, make smart decisions about this and make sure that if you're going to do it, let it be with somebody that you enjoy being around. And that's part of the reason why I don't have any bad experiences or even just bad exes. It's because, I've always tried to choose carefully of who I spend my time with, whether it was emotionally or physically. So that's kind of what my life looks like. It's like I try to be extremely careful when it comes to things like that. So now before we move on, I did have a question for you. I just got to ask, like, what was your craziest experience?
With receiving head or comedy, or which part are you talking about? Because I told you, like, I'm still, like, my cat's still a virgin.
Right. I'm going to say as far as receiving head, and then you can talk about your crazy experience just in general. But I wanted to start there first.
Crazy experience receiving head. I don't think I ever had a really crazy experience besides the 50-year-old man earlier this week, like, who was like growling while he was down there. And I'm like, what? I'm like, let him do his thing. It's been some years. He's excited, I guess. I don't know. I little stuff like that. Wait. I just thought about something.
Light bulb went off.
Unlocked the memory.
Yes, I just thought about some. So I had this one guy. He was doing pretty good. I was like surprised, right? But at the same time, I'm like, bro, I was a little paranoid because we in the car. And mind you, sometimes, or most of the time, I have police driving through, like, my hood ass apartment complex. And so I was like paranoid. And then on top of that, he didn't turn the car on to, like, have the air or defroster blowing, so it wouldn't, like, be obvious the car windows are fogged up, right? But he was like, I've been waiting to do this, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I always get nervous when I have somebody new, because I don't know if it's gonna be really bad, really good, or just okay. It's gonna be one of the three. So he was doing pretty good, but somewhere in between, he's like, you want some dick? Sir, who the hell says dick? What is that?
Oh, he actually said the shit. Oh
man. Then, you know what? Okay, so wait. Let's rewind everything. This went from really bad to really good to really bad. So I told him, I said, I'm at the point in my life now. I just want some head and some money. I don't care to want no relationship with you niggas. Like, y'all are full of it, right? But I know there's some guy out there, some young king out there who deserves his love, and I'm ready to give it. But in the meantime, until he shows up, I want some head and some money. Okay, I don't care if it's $20. Pay me $20 a week, doggone it. Back to the story. I'm good at savings. Back to the story. So he said, he's like, well, look, child support is kicking my ass, but I can give you some head. I can give you some food. In the meantime, I can pay you at the end of the year. Okay, cool. Let's do it, right? So he told me he was gonna give me some food that same day, and I said, okay. Ain't never had. This is a true story, man. Out of all of the plethora of people I done came across, I've had maybe two guys out of 70, okay, who have actually fed me. 2. That's not good. That is 1% or less than 0.1%. Right. Okay.
You got
Back
me
to
laugh in my head.
back to the story.
Yeah.
Back is so that's not good. But in my mind, I realized like Kyndra, you gotta realize like if that's all that they're coming to do, that's all that they want. They don't care about taking care of your needs. I'm actually gonna do a little comedic skit about that later on, probably about a month or two from now. But it's still in my mind, I'm like, bro, like, don't you care? Don't you want to feed me first? Y'all be wanting me to throw y'all, but I'm hungry. I can't throw y'all on an empty stomach. Back to the story. So he says to me, I'm gonna bring you some head and some food. Cool. All right, that's cool. I said to him, these are the food groups I don't eat. We can probably find something. Great. He comes over, he gives me some head. So he stayed over for we were in the car for about an hour. And afterwards, I'm getting sleepy, but my belly is still kind of empty, right? And he said to me, he's like, can I get some head? Like, I deserve some head. Like, I did a good job. And I said, yeah, but I'm tired. So I'll talk to you later. Right. And then when I woke up the next day, I sat in my thought myself, man, that was wonderful what he did. Then I heard something say, Skirt, Kendra, he played you. And I was talking about alter ego. My alter ego's name is Dynasty, right? I said, Dynasty, girl, how he played me? He's like, girl, he didn't give you no food. And I said, girl, you right. So I sent him a text, right? And I said to him, why did you not give me any food? His response was, well, I was very horny after giving you head, making you come twice. And you said you was tired and I was tired, and I really wanted to have sex. I'm like, but you told me you're going to give me some food. Well, I forgot. Oh, but you weren't trying to forget to get your dick sucked, nigga. Like, fuck you, bitch. Anyway, so with that being said, he basically, I let him know in an audio message, like 2 or 3 audio messages. I'm just gonna sum up everything because I don't remember everything that I said. But basically, I'm like, bro, like everything about that whole I said I enjoyed the time, but honestly, that's just on your end is deplorable because it's like, how can you sit here and say that you're gonna bring me some food or we're gonna get something to eat and you don't even want to give me nothing to eat? Why are you gonna sit here if you knew for a fact you weren't gonna do it? Like, bro, you could have just kept that. I said, I don't even care for no apology because you did what you did. I said, but you just you need to stop doing that. If you know for a fact you're not gonna do it, don't do it. Like, I'm all about somebody's word, and I'm because people's words should be bond, but it's not, right? But guess what? Even though I told him he didn't have to say no apology, he still didn't give me an apology. He could have at least said, you know what, Kendra, I know I fucked up, but I still, because even when women say we don't want no apology, damn it, you give us a fucking apology, okay? Like, come on now, you know what time it is. He still didn't give me no apology. He ain't said nothing back to me, y'all. That was a month ago, probably today, a month ago, a few days ago. He ain't said nothing back to me, And if I see him in the future, I'm just gonna keep it moving. I'll speak when being spoken to first. I'll be cordial, but at the same time, bro, that really had pissed me off. I'm like, the fact that you had the audacity. I'm not throwing nobody no car, no empty stomach. What you think this is? Oh yeah, you could come to Columbus, Georgia, and see me, give you some more head. No, I don't want to. I mean, I can't give you no dick. No, sir. I don't have sex. Oh man. But you don't want to, not with you. All right.
That was going
so yeah, he played me, y'all. He freaking played me. He played me. Here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
And I need y'all, because you guys are men, okay? Y'all, I know y'all ain't been around the block and back, but you done dealt with a few women, literally maybe 2 or 3. Okay,
around the block. Wait.
No, I said you have not been around the block. I know you have not.
I appreciate that.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, wait a minute. We ain't been
No, I know you have not. Okay, that's why I said maybe 2 or 3.
Down, but
no, I'm not gonna do that to y'all, man. Maybe 2 or 3. Okay, so here's my question for y'all. Typically, if you are interested in only having sex with a woman, are you going to provide, hey, let me at least feed her? Or is your mind really, I just want to have sex with her. Hopefully she's fed before or after?
I mean, most times it comes,
This guy.
Usually, if it proceeds to that, it's after having been out on an outing, such as going to the movies, going to dinner, things of the sort. I like to think of myself as chivalrous. I'm not the, yeah, let me dick you down tonight, like, and I apologize for the language, but I mean, for real, like, I'm not the box is my first thing. Like, before I do that, I have to have some type of connection with you before I just up it.
Mm-hmm. Now, wait, what if it's just giving her head? Do you still have to have a really strong connection? Or is it like after knowing her for a few weeks or a couple of months, talking to her maybe once or twice out the week, you're like, you know what? I know she's not around. She's cool. I can just give her some head and keep it moving.
Yeah, like, I'm just not out here licking everybody.
This guy. I mean, that's as blunt as you can say it. I guess from my end, I have. I'm gonna say it's almost like the same as law. Like with me, before I have participated in any of those interactions, obviously I have fed the person. We've gone like on an outing, whether it was out to dinner or out to a movie. I try to make sure that the women that I have had sex with, at least we've had some kind of connection one way or the other. Except for like when I lost my V card, because that was a different situation. But any of the other times, it's always been trying to on some date shit. Like I want to be sure that I'm taking care of you because obviously we're about to do something that we're both going to be getting pleasure out of. So that's my whole mindset as far as just randomly giving somebody head. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think like it was just one of those things where it's just like, all right, no, I want some head and just or no, I'm gonna just give you some head like off the random. No woman has asked me of that in a random situation. It's always been
just straight up.
You
gonna eat this cat, like, ma'am. And I mean, it's kudos that if you can be open like that, that's great. But like you said, on some random ass Tuesday, you like, mind you getting ready to get off of work, and she just walk up to you and be like, "Yeah, I'm in the mood to get some head." I'm gonna just be like, "Okay."
It's like, all right, but what you want me to do about
right?
it?
Like, and then we can set a plan of action. But like, if it's not something where like I said, like we have a connection, or we've been talking for a little while. I'm like, my response is gonna be okay, and we move forward.
That's it. Okay, that's it. I know, but again, I appreciate y'all's response. I definitely appreciate y'all's answer. I was just thinking, I'm like, okay, I know there are some guys out there, who will be like, you know what, even though this is all I won't do it for her, I will feed her. But a lot of these cats, they ain't thinking about that. My
I got
choice
a
of
question
man.
for you.
Go ahead.
So, in your journey with, like you said, there's not a virgin, but your cat is. Have you ever had anybody try to use your back door?
No. I was like, no. I don't play that. I don't play that. That to me, my mother taught me, but she yelled at me while saying this. And I had gay guys tell me this. They said, my mom said that's the gay way of having sex, and I had some gay guys tell me, Kendra, any man out there who likes to penetrate women's ass is gay. Don't trust them. And they're like, because you have a whole vagina, why do you want the back door? And I'm like, you know what? Makes sense. I don't want, and then on top of that, what people fail to realize is once you have anal sex, you're not a virgin. There are women out there who will strictly have anal sex and say, oh, I'm still a virgin. No, you're not.
Give me the correct term. It's the labia?
I don't know.
You talking about like what, like libido, or is that what you're thinking of?
Labia,
the women's the cherry, quote unquote, the
popping cherry. Hymen, your hymen.
There it is.
Ah.
I knew it was something. I was just like,
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
here's the thing. What people don't realize is, your hymen can be broken at any point. Just because your hymen's broken does not mean that you're not a virgin. Like, there are women out there who can have a hymen for the rest of their life. There are women out there whose hymen could have been broken by riding a horse. I don't know if I have my hymen. I'm not sure because I done been through the ringer, jumping on stuff, riding horses, fell on a bike a few times, like and that hurt. Oh, that hurt, child. I remember the very first time I was like 14 and I had to go to the doctor I think I had some type of first time I had a yeast infection and I think they tore my vagina up. Tore it up. I went to school and I was walking crazy. I think I had, that scalpel. I think I lost some ginger to that scalpel that day. But with all that being said, your hymen does not mean nothing. So I remember it reminds me when T.I. took his oldest daughter to the doctor to check to see if she had her hymen intact. To me, that was dumb because it's that doesn't mean anything at all. At all. So, I think that's the biggest misconception,
well, appreciate you for.
Yeah, it's a lot. What people don't, did y'all know that if a woman creams, that's not a good thing. If y'all are having sex and you come across a woman creaming, she has a bacterial vaginosis and you need to get the hell out because it doesn't smell, it doesn't itch. Do not trust women who cream. Trust women who squirt. If they cream, that's not good.
I haven't had that experience yet, but
let's knock on wood that you don't. Nobody wants that.
I will definitely keep that in mind. Yeah. I'm saying I will make sure that I keep an eye open for those situations. So for the next topic here, just to kind of get away from sex, not to say that sex isn't good or anything, but we definitely have some more things that we wanted to talk about real quick. I wanted to do smash, pass, or trash real quick. Then now, Kyndra, I don't know if you heard this is more so about a movie. We rank it on, if it's fire, if it's mid, or if it's trash, but I call it smash, pass, or trash because it rhymes. So with that in mind, has there been any movies that you guys have watched that you want to rate on this scale? Now, trash is going to be 0 to 4. Mid or pass is going to be anywhere between 5 to 7.5 or 5 to 7.9, and smash or fire is going to be 8 and above.
Okay. Any movie, or you're just going to give us a list of movies?
Just no, any movie that you've seen recently that you want to rate on this scale.
Coach Carter.
Oh, okay. I gotta hear it. So you just watched Coach Carter? Was this a first time watching it, or
no? This is a replay of many years later. I forgot how good it was. I want to definitely give that a smash.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 10.
Yeah, Coach Carter's a brilliant movie. You make me want.
I was really upset with the whole town. I'm like, bro, he just wanted them to go to college and do good with their life. What's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all wanting your children to succeed? You can't play basketball forever.
And the bad thing about it was that Nah, you know what? I'm just gonna go back and rewatch it because I wanted to comment on that, but yeah, I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. But yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Law,
nothing recent. Just to answer your question, nothing no other real new recent movies or anything else like that. But when I was on the Delta plane, I was that was one. And Lean on Me. I had a dream that I was talking to Joe Clark. Rest in peace, man, to the GOAT, man. Or was it Morgan Freeman? I don't know. I had a dream it was one of those people I was talking to. And I want to smash that movie with a 10 too. I'm like, bro, all he wanted to do was just clean up the town and get the people out. He's got drug dealers coming out with pocket knives. Yeah, old man, I'm coming after you. Yeah, old man. And he was always yelling, what do you want from me? What the hell do you want? That means they can hardly read. Up in that white man's face. It was great. It was great. I'm the head nigga in charge. I'm like, bro, my name is HNIC because of that movie.
Here recently, I haven't watched any new movies. I do want to go and see A Quiet Place Part Two.
Okay.
That is on my list. Um, Other than that, yeah. And then I gotta watch the Demon Slayer series so that I can watch the movie.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely check that out, man. I actually this morning, and it's really, really strange how this happened because, um, again, I'm a theater kid, and I love watching musicals and whatnot. For some strange reason, last night, I think when I was asleep, I had a dream that I was in a rehearsal for Rent for whatever reason. And I'm like, I woke up and I'm like, oh, you know what? A musical just came out. When In the Heights, Lin Manuel Miranda. I always f that up whenever I speak fast. So I was like, yeah, this is his actual first big Broadway production before he went and did Hamilton. Let me go ahead and check out this movie since it's just dropped. Now I like the movie. The movie itself, I'm gonna give it an 8, and the main reason why I don't give it a higher score, it's a smash, but I didn't give it a higher score just because of the differences between the movie and the play. That there were certain things that were left out that actually did tie into the storyline. But that being said, I think every musical that I've seen that was made into a movie doesn't necessarily always follow the play, letter to letter and word for word. But there are certain parts that you really just should not skip over. And there was an issue where this guy named Benny, he had a falling out with his boss because he eventually dated the boss's daughter, and the boss did not approve because he was not Latino. But in the movie, that dynamic didn't happen. It seemed that there was only one rocky part of that dynamic, and that was when the daughter pretty much was upset with her dad because of how she felt being at Stanford. But there was no butting heads between Benny and um, Mr. Rosario, and I can't think of his first name, but there was no butting heads between them two as far as him dating his daughter. So because of that, it was just like, okay, well, that kind of sucked. But other than that, I mean, the movie was good for what it was, for a musical that was translated into an actual movie. I have to give it some props. The production was great. The choreography that they were doing throughout that movie was cool. It just really, really, my boy Anthony Ramos kills every part that he is in. So shout out to that man. That guy's doing does a lot of musicals, and he does a lot of plays, and he does a lot of stuff centering around New York. That man is dedicated. So shout out to them. But yeah, it's an 8. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Again, good movie. Some parts I was like, but still pretty good movie. So afterwards, I want to talk about well, first and foremost, you got anything for your segment, Law? Good job, Lawrence. What we think about it?
Good job, Lawrence. Just continue to do y'all research on these cryptocurrencies. There was a big sell-off due to a lot of the regulations that have been going on internationally, as well as backers like Elon Musk, going on Saturday Night Live and downplaying the legitimacy of Dogecoin. But that isn't stopping the industry itself from making any improvements. It's just making people more aware that we are coming to an age of digital currency. So, like I said, continue to do your research, and if you are privy to what it is that I'm saying, get in and make some investments in some of these coins, because like I said, the price points and just the entity itself are going to start taking off here in the very near future. And I feel like if we get more people on board with, learning about digital currency and NFTs and things of the sort, it will actually open up more avenues for things like the black market, or the black market, but not like the underground black market, but like black owned banks, businesses, and things of the sort. That would greatly actually help empower us as a people, because we still deal with a lot of things that we don't get on a regular basis because of our skin color. We still deal with that underground racism factor, which that's every day. But like I said, if we can continue to start piping more money into our own systems and beliefs, it will start to make a change.
Bet. All right. Any new music anybody has listened to?
Not here lately. Earth, Wind, and Fire has been on repeat here the last
That's
couple.
right.
Okay. The Elements. Always a good choice. Always a good choice, man. Kyndra, any music that you have listened to recently? Any new music, old music?
Not at all. Any old music on my Pandora? Like I have I'm a young, 90s, late 90s baby, but I have an old soul. So I love Ludacris. So my whatever is my Ludacris Pandora, and I guess he really, he hung around UGK and A-Ball MJG. Like I guess he worked with them or something, because that's mainly on my on his radio station. So I'll listen to him, I'll listen to T.I., I'll listen to Future, but sometimes it has like the new songs, like maybe with the Migos. But in order for me to actually sit back and listen and hear and see if I want a thumbs up or thumbs down, I have to be in a quiet place. But if I'm driving and I'm like headed home, I don't want to try to figure out, okay, what's this new Future song, But any old music, like I said, it's normally what genre of music I listen to is like gospel, R&B, the neo soul. I like the old school, like you said, the Earth, Wind, and Fire. I have actually Earth, Wind, and Fire Pandora. So from the 70s to 60s, 70s, 80s, it's pretty good with me. I'll listen to Little Kim. She's my, shero. I actually wrote some of her hardcore album, but she doesn't want to let people know that I wrote that. So we're beefing right now. That's really about it. That's August. I have the August Alsina, the Pandora. Oh, I got a joke for y'all. August Alsina did all that just to be irrelevant again. So I got the
I see no lies.
Yes, I got the August Alsina, him on my Pandora as well. And that's pretty much about it with that.
Okay.
I started out at the beginning talking about energy and just like listening to like R&B, neo soul, like those artists like Bobby Womack, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Those frequencies resonate a lot harder, especially like if you had a long week, if you're trying to de-stress and just trying to relax, hearing the Quando Rondos, the Young Boys, like those energies, can take you to that level. You wake up and you feel angry. Think about the music that you've listened to over the week or the last couple of days. Those frequencies play a big part into your everyday emotional standpoint.
That's real, man.
Switch it up every now and then.
Exactly, bro, man.
Don't trap yourself to death.
Anytime that I'm at work, man, like I will be quick to play, anywhere between the 90s and go backwards, because that really, really calms my soul down, especially dealing with customers at work, especially since I'm back in rental right now. I'm just like, man, look, let me put on this. And you said Bobby Womack. Speaking of which, like I turned on the old school station on 101.9 for those of you who live in Virginia, in Hampton, Virginia. And If You Think You're Lonely Now was playing a couple days ago, and I'm just sitting here like, yes, okay, that is my shit. As far as new music, I did hear Culture 3 by Migos.
What's your rating?
It's better than Culture 2. That's for damn sure. It is better than Culture 2.
It's on my list. Yeah.
Culture is still their best album, but it's between Culture 3 and Culture 2. Like Culture 2 was some buns, bro. Like Culture 3, if I had to give it a score, You can see a little more versatility with this album, and a lot of the songs there are you can actually kind of vibe out to more than their previous album. I give it a solid 7. So it's good. It's good for what it is. I know Polo G dropped an album. I haven't checked it out yet. I actually like Polo. And then there was an album I had to go back and listen to or start listening to, and that's Lil Durk and Lil Baby.
That's a solid project.
Yeah. From what I've been hearing so far, it's a solid project. I haven't finished it yet, but I'll get to that at the end. Yeah, that's pretty much what I listen to. I try to stay on the music side and make sure that I keep up with it. There is one thing that we got to talk about before we conclude this podcast episode. And have you been seeing like the Mount Rushmore stuff as far as Mount Rushmore and music?
With
I thought you were
the
talking about
artist?
what you climb or something like that. I was like, y'all saw me climb Mount Rushmore? You saw me? No, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about no round much. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
This one was it's an Atlanta Mount Rushmore, and it was trying to tug like the biggest rap artists of Atlanta. Now, when you think of for me as a true '90s kid, born in '91, when I think of Atlanta hip hop, I'm thinking Outkast is the first thing. I'm thinking T.I., I'm thinking Gucci, I'm thinking Jeezy. I'm also thinking of different artists that really, really paved the way for Atlanta music. But this Mount Rushmore had Jeezy on there, which I said, okay, that's respectable. The next one on it, if I'm not mistaken, was Future. And I said, debatable. You know, Future has his moments, and he has definitely paved the way for a new sound to come out of Atlanta. That's debatable.
Mhm.
The next two, I had to scratch my head on this one. One was Rich Homie Quan, and the other one was Lil Baby. At that point, I put my phone down and just shook my head in disappointment.
If you're talking about,
Oh, that Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Okay, got it. I saw it on my feed, and I was like, ew.
Yeah, it was a meme dropped by my mixtapes on Twitter, and it said the goats of Atlanta.
They wanted to
had
start a
those
fight.
groups.
That's all. They wanted to start a fight.
Clearly, I was so upset. I'm like, bro, first and foremost, no Outkast. What? Like, you could put two of them on the Mount Rushmore and whatever. I know it's a group, but still, both of them, both Andre and Big Boy, deserve to go on that rock. Yeah, no Gucci, no Ludacris. I mean, even
T.I.
or T.I.
Mom was gonna be
that
just.
really was made to stir the pot. It was to get, and I really say this very loosely. Yeah, I could put the term on it. Gen Z versus the millennials and back. You know what I'm saying? Because those last two are more so, I'll say 97 and up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the first two, you know, that's 96 and back. Depending upon how you view it.
Mm-hmm. It still kind of made me scratch my head on that one. Now, if they were trying to talk about trap music, still you could have put T.I. on there, and Gucci on there. But you know what? As you said, it was made to stir the pot. I just thought that was really, really crazy that they had the audacity to do that because, excuse me, most of Twitter was just looking at this like, what in the hell? Who made this and why? But yeah, as I said, it was made to get a reaction out of folk. It definitely got a reaction out of me. I was mad. I definitely was mad. I'm just like, man, look, y'all ain't about to sit here and play with my Atlanta music. I ain't even from Atlanta. I'm from South Carolina, but y'all not about to play with my trap music. I'm just saying. Anyway, Kendra, I do have a couple more questions here that I wanted to ask. One, what gives you the motivation just to continue on this path that you're on? Like, what's your biggest motivator?
To get the hell out of this Section 8 neighborhood and to go somewhere where I have a long ass driveway, a real gated community where you got the person at the call box saying, "Hi, who are you here for?" They call me Miss Crump. No, Dr. Crump. Yes. Do you know Keisha? Who's Keisha? Keisha from the 5th floor. No, I don't know her. Sorry, Keisha, you can't have it. That's what my motivation is. One of my motivations, and for me to start working for myself.
Okay. Okay, that's what's up. What part of Atlanta you stay in since you say like you in the hood? Like where are you at?
You can say the county.
I'm not about to say no county. I'm not about. Okay, I'll say the county. I'll just say the county, Fulton County.
That was for privacy. I wasn't trying to put you out there, but
No, the Fulton County. That's it right there, Fulton County.
Okay.
So you can either, but there's crime everywhere. There's crime everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on where you at.
It is what it is. I just was a little curious. I got fam that stay out in Atlanta, so I just didn't know like, okay, well, like we're in Fulton County where you were or anything like that as far as a particular city. But I mean, Atlanta is a big metropolitan anyway, so you're gonna find, you know, shit. So I just didn't know if he was West Side Atlanta or if he was South Side. But all right, I got you. Um, I will have to ask, because I know we talked about what got you on your journey to doing comedy, but what put you on your journey to child psychology?
I've always liked to talk to children. I've always loved being around children, hanging around kids who, because I feel like a lot of trauma in adults starts from childhood. So if I can root that trauma out, hey, I did good. At least one child. I can't save everybody.
That's real. That's real. But I mean, as long as you're doing your part, that's what all that matters, because it's too many people who are going to have a problem no matter what, and it's only but so much that you as a person can do for another person. So the fact that you're even out there and and wanting to help children, that's important. That's important, especially with, I always want to say this, and I always mean to say this, like, we need more Black doctors in different areas too. So with you on your journey to become Dr. Crump, yes, I'm all for that 100%. We support you on this pod. This pod supports black anyway. So no matter what you got going on, whether it's through comedy or whether it is in your journey to become a child psychologist, just know that we are going to support you 100%. And that's for everybody who has been on this platform and everybody who is recording on this platform. Like, this is what we are for. We already live in such a all pun intended, such a chaotic culture that we want to be sure that we as Black people have a way to make sure that we are using our talents to the best of our abilities, as well as being at the top of our professions. So that's what we're here for. I think, unless anybody else has anything else, I think this might be a good time to conclude. Kyndra, first and foremost, do you have any Black businesses that you want to highlight really quickly? It could be in Atlanta or around the country, whatever the case may be.
No Black business. No, nothing at the moment.
Okay.
I'm still looking and shopping around, but no Black businesses.
Got you. Are there any Black podcasts that you want to highlight?
You all.
And it could be okay. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that. The free the plugins. I'll take that. So, Law, you got anybody?
There's a food truck out here in Hampton. I think it's Latin Soul.
Okay.
They do everything from fried chicken to Latin cuisine. I believe on Instagram. I'll get you the plug for the. Matter of fact, it's in my messages.
Okay. While I'm thinking about it, before I name the Black pods, and the Black businesses, definitely want to shout out to the Hampton University Marching Force. This past week, they actually just did a popcorn fundraiser to help them get to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which they were selected initially for 2020, but COVID happened, so they got selected for 2021. I was a part of that fundraiser there. We were able to raise over $65,000 just in popcorn sales, and 50% of the proceeds do go to the marching band. So, of course, if for those of you who can do math, 65 or 66K, we get 33,000 of that, which will help them in their travels, as well as for scholarship opportunities for those who are, burgeoning musicians who want to join a high level and prestigious marching band. So,
That way.
yeah, gotta always plug in the marching force, man. That's my first family. So definitely shout out to them. Definitely shout out to Dr. Jones. They will be doing another one, which I will highlight whenever that the case may be. We'll get a chance to do that. Once again, shout out to my boy Mike Hilton, who won the drawing last week for the $100 gift card. I will be mailing that out this week.
Sir.
And were you able to find it, Law?
Yeah, it's a Latin to Soul food truck, from our hearts to your tummy. You can find their page. They have a website, latintosoul.com. They got combos, flavored wings, signature fries, empanadas, quesadillas, nachos, tacos. The food was busting.
Okay. You ain't gotta tell me twice. Definitely put me on with that, man. I could use some more food spots. All right. So with that, Kyndra, how can people follow you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, the Kyndra Crump Show, the as in the KYN as in Nancy, DRACRUM as in Mary Peace and Paul Show. And it does not have the money sign like ASAP Rocky, okay? SHOW. All right. And my YouTube is Kyndra Crump. My podcast is the Kyndra Crump Show. Same as my Instagram. Don't be that weirdo to sit here like 5, 10, 15 posts and you don't even hit the follow button. Don't do that. So,
well, you just gotta follow for me. You know what
I'm saying like
listen, man, my IG stories be amazing, especially when I'm at work. You guys will definitely enjoy. It's scattered ass season, so I'm over here gawking just like y'all are.
Question for you: Is your hair locked? Are you?
It is. I got my set it off braids right now, but yes, it is.
I get you. Yeah.
Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, we all locked over here. I know I got my lock sock on right now, but damn sure had to pull it out and
protective
shit.
All summer.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I actually just washed it today too. Like it definitely was about time.
You know the time when you got to get that joint cleaned up. Yeah,
especially that I'm outside more again. But anyway, we will definitely have to do this again, even if it's just on your show, because as you said, you do your own podcast, and we enjoyed our time here, and we definitely appreciated you coming on to this platform to share your story and to share your laughs, man, because we damn sure needed that today.
Yeah, that's why y'all definitely can jump on my podcast. I typically do it Fridays at 9 p.m.
Okay.
Not this next upcoming Friday, but Friday after that or whatever.
Okay, we'll definitely put in.
Lock it in.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you once again, Kyndra, for joining us. For everybody else, be sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. You can like and follow us on Facebook at Chaotic Culture Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Chaotic Culture Pod, and follow us on Twitter at chaotic_culture. You can follow me, the Pro, that's K3D the Pro, on Instagram and Twitter and all social media. And you can follow Law on Instagram at L.JR_96 and on Twitter at Law96_. Our other co-host, Shanasa, is not with us, but once again, you can follow her on all social media at _callmenasa. Once again, thank you to Miss Kendra Crump for joining us for season 2, episode 20 of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Thank you again to everybody listening to this episode of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. We definitely appreciate your love and support and your listens. Thank you again. We are now signing off. This has been the Chaotic Culture Podcast with Ked the Pro, Law, and Miss Kendra Crump. Excuse me. Goodness gracious, I'm tripping. But again, thank you once again. Be blessed. Be safe. God is love. Peace.
One.
Look, it's chaos in these streets, so let's talk about it, please. Let's hold some conversation. You see where I'm coming from. Yes, it's so amazing. Go ahead, get comfortable. You can grab a seat, take a load off your feet. Yeah, welcome to the table. We don't tell no lies over here. This ain't no fable. We just live our lives over here. We ain't no angels. We just shine our light over here. We got the power. We just showing love over here. Cause everybody needs some, yeah. And we don't need